Blessed love to each and every one. Lord and Empresses, Prince and Princesses. Life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie.
Under thy watch, captive I shall be.
Yes, of course, it's a joy. Another Chalice Talk presentation. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you again. Giving thanks for the joy, man. As we enter. Once again, blessed love to each and every one. It is a joy that you are with us again. Yes, you're in the nest. This is the Tiger's Nest. And of course, this is our program. I'm talking about Chalice Talk. You know, we prepare this before every Sabbath to bring to you on the Sabbath to keep a holy meditation. Chalice Talk. And for those who do not know the vibes of Chalice Talk, it's a moment where we, indulge in the tree of life and we partake, And even those of you who have your chalice, we encourage you to sit with us. And the interesting thing with Chalice Talk, you have to livicate or dedicate the time to sit with us. Chalice Talk is not for the fast forward and the skipperers. Chalice Talk is not for the fast forwarders and the skippers. What are you talking about? Sometimes people come on a video and maybe they see it looks like it's taking a while for the person to speak, or he's running some music, or he's introducing something. So they kind of skip a few minutes ahead, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, until they think they hear you discussing what they want to hear. And they just start wherever they think they want to start. No, that's not how you do Chalice Talk. Listen, you can do what you want to. But I'm just telling those of you who are serious about the elevation that we are going to take this on. Chalice Talk is an elevation program, meaning that we start and we elevate. So we light the chalice as we begin, and we take our time and we elevate. And actually, Chalice Talk, in reality, we don't usually pick a subject. We may have an idea of what we're going to speak about, but we don't usually pick a subject because that's the power of the chalice. When you're partaking of the chalice, what happens is that you will definitely get in the groove, the vibes start to come, and then the reasoning would come in. Before I get into the groove, though, give thanks to see everyone again. I know you have not seen me for at least 7 or 8 days. Well, some of you would have known, especially if you read some of the comments, that we were taken off of the YouTube. We were banned from YouTube, just in case you didn't know. We were banned for specifically a week. And just to show you the heights, we did a program, as it relates to the vaccination. In fact, it wasn't even such. There was an article in the Daily Observer right here in Antigua, and the article was speaking about a tribunal of judges and doctors who wrote a letter to the government of Antigua and Barbuda. And they were telling them that, if they were to force vaccination on their people, it would be, they spoke of many different things. In fact, I'm not going any more into that, because it's the fact that we spoke of it. That's why the video came down, and then they banned us from YouTube for 7 days. And I mean, the video was like about 9 minutes long. In fact, we were just prepping for the shock of the hour program. You know, we were just letting you know what we would be speaking of on the shock of the hour that evening. And we spoke of it. We went into that. Those of you who are a part of the Shock of the Hour subscription team, I know for sure you would have heard that program. I'm not going to say too much more about it because it's obvious that we are living in a time that I mean, sometimes you come and you speak all sorts of stuff here. I mean, there's a video online with a brother who was pulling out his pistol, talking about another brother, saying he's going to deal with the brother. I think the video is still up. And what we put up, I mean, within 2 hours, it was down. So it's just to show you where the agenda is at the moment. But that is not what I'm going to be talking about tonight at all. In fact, going into the Sabbath. In fact, what we will be doing is holding a meditation. And this is why it is Chalice Talk. So it's all right, we're here again. I hope you have your chalwa. I hope you have it packed and ready to go. If you don't have a chalwa, well, just use what you got. And we are going to now partake of the tree of life and take it to another level. All right, so I'm just going to change it up just a bit here. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love, blessed love. No skipping forward or running nowhere. You might miss a thing or two. Let's elevate. Rastafari. So yeah, I am here again. Here's that.
Coming on. Coming on.
Coming on. Yeah, Chalice Talk, man.
Prophet rides again. The prophet rides again. Oh yeah. The prophet rides again. Oh yeah. Man. The prophet rides again. Well. When the children were beaten and weary, yeah. Then you taught us to fight all our enemies. Took us through life's tribulation road. Yeah. Before us you made all the mysteries unfold.
I tell you.
So I know he rides again. Oh yeah. Our prophet rides again. Oh yeah, yeah. The prophet rides again. Yeah, yeah. The prophet rides again. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh my. Keep a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. No. You can't keep a good man down. I said you can't keep a good man down. No. Oh my, oh my, oh yeah, oh my. Said to feel it. Oh yes, he knows it. I said who feels it. Oh yes, he knows it.
Yeah.
That's how I know you can't keep a good man down.
I want to talk about staying in your lane.
Can't keep a good man down.
That's the subject for today.
Can't keep a good man down.
Yeah, let's get to it.
I said you can't keep a good man down.
life giver and the keeper of life. Blessed love once again, family. It's a joy again that you're with us. As I said, the Chalice talk, and we are already elevating. I hope you got your cup lighter ready, you know. It's all right still. You can definitely take your time. I want to begin, as I said, we'll be talking about staying in your own lane. And I would like to begin this with a bit of the biblical scripture. And we're going to read from the book of St. Matthew, chapter 25, and we'll take it from the 14th to 30th verse. This, as you would recognize from the Internet Bible Gateway. So this is the King James Version. For the kingdom of heaven is as the man traveling into a far country. Trust me, psychology is a serious thing. Do you know these other versions of the Bible, anytime I read them, somehow it don't hit me. You know, I don't feel it. Like how I feel reading the King James. And you know why? Because that's what I am accustomed to. Yeah, it's not that better than the rest. In fact, sometimes in a more modern language, it makes more sense, especially to a younger mind. But you know, we're so attached to the thou. And come hither, O thou yonder wanderer. Oh, Shakespeare vibes. But anyway, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Now, this is the Messiah. This is Christ. And he's given a parable to his disciples. So in other words, he's telling a story. You know, it's make-believe. Do you know all the story that Christ says in the New Testament are allegorical, you know? Fables? Well, you could say fables, exactly. But because it's more rich in its expression, you know, we're going to look at it as the mythos and these different things. Now, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man, pardon me, traveling into a far country, who called his servants and delivered unto them his goods. And before we go again, just to reassure again, because it's important, as you said, you know, highlighting the reality of the story is not a real story. That's what a fable is, you know, almost like a fairy tale. But again, because of the richness of the meaning, we can now gather it into a sense of the mythos or the allegory, esoteric writings. So hieroglyphic, biblical. So, but it applies to the reality of life. That is why, you know, as I always say, symbolism always become literal. Many times over too. And unto one he gave 5 talents. This is the man going away. He gave one of his servants 5 talents. And to another 2, and to another 1, and to every man according to his several ability. And straightway he took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded. Was a Ghanaian business, boy. With the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that hath received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee a ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. And then he which had received 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. To there thou hast that in thine. No, pardon me. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. That's a tough. That's like mathematics there when you get minus, like a minus thing, like -5. Yeah. Because he gonna take away what a man don't have. That's some heavy stuff there. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into utter, darkness. There shall be weeping, weeping and gnashing of teeth. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. You know what came in my mind? I wonder who out there can tell me what just came in my mind when I said that. No disrespect, princess. I don't think you would know. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't judge you. Maybe I was wrong to judge. I was wrong to judge. But anyway, because I never really hear you listening. I was thinking of Admiral Tibet. It's gonna be a weeping and a wailing and a gnashing of teeth. You know them kind of songs there, yeah. So yeah, and Kasi the unprofitable, never underestimate. I mean, as my daughter there, I know I never hear listen to Admiral Tibet, but you never know. You may, and then still knowing that that's what came in my mind, you know. But I'm sure some of you still, especially from the old school, would have picked that up. You know what I mean? But anyway. And cast see the unprofitable servant into utter darkness, they shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You say something?
Well, when I hear well done, good and faithful servant,
Well, yes.
I realize that is the same old verse they have every time on the funeral. On a funeral. Like
okay.
farewell something.
Okay, right. Very much so. Yes. After the work has been done as such, they've lived their life, you know, the phrase, well, give thanks. Okay, definitely. So looking through, you know, going through this conversation here with the family. So we're talking about we're talking about staying in your lane. That's what we're really talking about, staying in your lane. And what is staying in your lane really all about? I mean, it's obvious you could picture driving on the highway or the freeway. And yes, you do have different lanes, but there's a lane for a person or a car that is moving slow. There's a lane for a car that is going the average speed. there's a lane for a car that has no time to waste. There's a passing lane, you know. There's even a lane where you could pull over if something's wrong with your car. So staying in your lane doesn't necessarily mean that you just belong to one lane. It may depend on exactly what speed you're going at the moment, what you have to offer, you know, what you have perfected, in which field you are an expert. That is your lane. Agriculture may be your lane, and then even within agriculture, growing carrots and cabbages, pardon me, and not necessarily even ganja, that may be your lane. So one have to comprehend properly their lane. And then they have other sports. I think track and field is one of such, where you start in a lane and you're supposed to keep your lane now. There ain't no passing lane here. You just stay in the lane that you have here. Because if you even go in the next man lane, depending on the sport, you might be disqualified. So it's just the general idea of staying in your lane, doing what you are supposed to do. Now, how does a person know, you know, what lane they're supposed to be in? And lane of what? What are we talking about? Well, that is it. Because you see, as we just read a moment ago, the master had some talents. Now, of course, when you read that scripture, the talent is obviously money. But again, we're dealing with the esoteric. We're dealing with, you know, double meaning. So the talent is your talent. Your talent is what you would refer to as your gift. So we all have a gift. We all have a talent. We have several gifts. Again, as I said, you may not necessarily belong to one lane. In fact, you may have perfected a lane, and there are other lanes that are natural to you, but you may need to work on them as well, you know. And there's still some lanes that you know for sure, that's not my lane, you know. So that is why now, even as an intellect, I mean, there's no shame to say, I don't know. You know, I mean, trust me, you can't ask me nothing I don't know, and I'm going to try to answer it as if, well, maybe. I said, well, no, I don't know. And then I might look into it and try to put a theory to it from whatever knowledge I have of it. But if I don't know. No, I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him. You never heard of so? No, he ever hear of me? I never heard of him. But what's the shame in saying you never heard of him? You know? So at least you understand your lane. Now, as I said, your gifts, because what was given there unto the servants was, in a sense, their gifts, their talents. It was money, yes, because that's what money is, a talent, like a penny, something that you use to trade. So it's money, something you have to exchange. But again, the word that comes down from the translation that we equate with talent, what people call talent. Oh, he can play the piano well. That's his talent. Oh, he can shoot the basketball good. That's his talent. Man, when he grabbed the mic and, hey, you want to see me? That's his talent. Man, he's going around the track and he has left everyone in the dust. That's his talent. But you see, that's the level we have brought talent to. In sports and singing and dance, that's just the reality, you know. It's more than just a talent. Even when you pull out the talented from the Michael Jordan, what did they say about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan is a man that can walk on the wings of the wind, basically. That's the name of the documentary they did with him. come fly with me. You remember that, those of you, who would be around to remember that. Come fly with me, and they, give you this impression like Michael Jordan just gliding through the air like some sort of hand glider or kite or something. But still, to be honest, really, because me personally, when it comes to, I must say that as a person that would have followed sports to some degree, up to this very moment, I don't know if I'm just being, it is when you hold on to something you ain't letting go. I don't know if you want to say it's biased, but as an athlete, no matter what sport, I think from my perspective that Michael Jordan is the most outstanding athlete that I personally has ever seen. Just athlete, using his body and just doing what he do. I mean, man box, yeah, you have I was going to say wrestlers. That'd be a joke. But still, in the same time, hey, this is Chalice talking. I hope you have time. But in the same time, I mean, wrestling, as they call it, so-called professional wrestling, you do have to be an athlete, to do that. So still, you could still judge them. You still have to, whether it's plotted or it's a plot, I should say, or they know the end result. The point is that you really got to be in tip-top shape and expect to get some real blows, no matter how pretend it is. But as an athlete, I would just put Michael Jordan there. Now, why I'm saying all of that, because well, I was one of those that followed that era for sure, and into it and all of that. So at the same time, it's not just looking back at, and anyone that, even if you look back at, many things that the brother has done, it's almost as if it's like a different sort of alien energy that is moving, and that's just the truth. I actually put, well, if you follow me, Michael Jackson in the same bracket as well. So what they do is what they do, the talent that they have is way beyond what they did. Whatever Michael Jackson did, whatever ability he had, whatever energy he expressed, whatever happened to him and the whole transformation, we have spoken of that before. I think we need to revisit that one of these days. But the point is, at the core of these both MJs is a high spiritual angelic energy, very deep, and they have expressed it. What you see there is just a little expression of the gift and talent that they have to just soar. And that can be, that's why you see what Michael Jackson do on stage, he did in his mind too. You could say what you want, you can't just walk away with half of Sony. As pale as you may think he look, and at that time he really pale, the full stringy thing. Them Sony people still say that nigga Michael Jackson, we're gonna get his black, and beep. Yeah, so you could say what you want. Real thing. So I'm just showing you, it's a vibes, because we are gods, and we are star beings, and we are stellar beings. We have some mystic energy within us. If we just know how to harness it, the things that will come out of us, the things that we would express, the things that we would do. Yeah. Someone was saying I sound like a snake when I talk. Quetzalcoatl is his name, and the feathered snake. Oh, Emmanuel Rastafari. So I'm saying now, so the talents that were given were gifts. I've used the example, if an individual was to come and, give you a gift, an actual gift, in its box and everything, and what you call that stuff, the wrapping paper on it, a nice little bow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Say, hey, listen, Charlie, this is yours. Yeah, man, Charlie. Good. And you go away and you come back, 3 months after, and you're checking Charlie, and you see the same gift there. Somewhere on the shelf, in the wrapping box, with the bow. Not even the card. Charlie opened the envelope and read it. Now, it's not your gift, it's Charlie's gift, because you bought it. You paid the price for Mr. Charlie's gift. Yeah, that's yours. It's his. Yeah, man. Interestingly, you still have the receipt. Hey. So when you see that he hasn't even touched it, you will, feel a kind of way. Like, no, man. You mean to say after 3 months, you haven't even looked at it to see what it is? At least. And then at the same time, yes, he may have looked at it to see what it is. Maybe he took off the wrapping. Maybe he took off the wrapping. And when he opened the box, he said, oh, this is a nice set of glasses. And he still put it back on the shelf. Even that would touch you maybe to some degree, but at least it came out. You see, it's the same way that the Almighty God has given us all gifts. In the same way that he bought the gift. So when you hear of that thing about he buys or he bought an Abraham and gave 1/10 and all of that and redeemed, because to redeem, that was the hymn at the beginning, wasn't it? Blessed Redeemer. To redeem. Redeem has to do with money, Redeem means to buy back. So when we jam in redemption, God, just no money involved, we better, you know what I mean? Talk about money on the Sabbath, well, can't say redemption. It's money thing. It's finance. Yeah, it's redeem, buy back. But in reality still, the price now that was paid is higher than money, really, in all due respect and humility still. Much higher than money. But in the example that we are speaking of here, so he bought the gift. He has the receipt, the proof of purchase. And you need to open the box, man. So many of us, we have gifts. Gifts too. Because God does come in several vibes and several gifts. And many of us, we have our gifts on the shelf. Spiderweb. We call it cobweb. I don't even know if that's an international term, That might be one of them antique people. I say, oh, what kind of web? I don't know, cobweb. That's what we always call it. But spider's web, would have been covering the box. Wow. So how you think the Almighty feel that we just have our gifts and our talents within us doing nothing? Some of us, we have not even opened the box to see exactly what's in there. And even if you observe what's in there, are you using it? Because utilizing it is the main thing, You can't utilize it and you don't know what it is. So you should at least know what it is. Some of us do know what it is, but we're not utilizing it. We just got a set of glasses here today. It was like the 3 of them there. They came in a pack, like, as soon as I come home, I just rip off the pack and throw the cardboard in the rubbish, and I don't drink some sea mouse out of one. That's it. I didn't do that so I could come and say that, but it's Chalice talk. So it's the same thing. So it might be a nice set of cutlery, spoon and fork and silverware, real silver, not stainless steelware. People talking about, I'm going to buy some silverware. No, buy some stainless steelware. Silverware. So you're going to put that on the shelf for when the guests come around. Which guests? Oh, the VIP. You're the VIP. Use the gift. Go and eat your porridge with your silver spoon. Because you're the important one. You and your loved ones, those who are around you, and share it with the guests that come when they come to. Utilize your gifts. You see. So when the man now, because the man in the story represents God. So when the man gave his gifts unto the servants, that's why it's called the talents. The money was the talents, the gifts. He knew who they were. That is why it says that he gave them the gifts according to their ability. So he already know, or at least have a good idea of what the outcome of this is going to be. So he give the man 5, and the one that get 5, check it there, he make a next 5. Now the one that get 2, he actually make a next 2. So in a sense, both of them made a 100% profit. You know, technically both of them made 100%. Now the one that made 5 obviously made more, but if we're going to judge it as percentage, they both did the same. Now that may show that they both had the same ability to a degree, or yes, they both had the same ability, but maybe the one that was given 5 could handle more pressure. He had more stamina or something of the sort. Maybe if you gave the one that he gave 2 5, maybe he would have brought back 3 extra, and it would have been a little struggle to get it. I'm just saying, I'm just, kind of just putting it. I'm sure you would have your own idea too, but I'm just watching the whole play, because the scripture is saying there that he gave them according to his several, every man according to his several ability. So if it's several, I think that should be a plural word, eh? Abilities, I don't know, am I correct? Yeah. But the Bible is a mystic thing. I was watching here when I was reading, and I noticed this is why even when I'm writing and typing a word that begins with H, even when I'm speaking a word that begins with H, I always tend to say "an," like well, I would say "an house." But anyway, long story short. So while I was reading this here now, I said, but look, the same thing here. And I think it's specifically from the Bible. Thunder roll in there. I think specifically in the Bible, you have the uh, uh, here it is. It's somewhere here. But there's a specific word in this that I was reading, and it was preceded by "an" instead of "a," and it didn't begin with a vowel. You know that rule, everyone. I'm sure that when the word begins with a vowel, like give me some kind of vowel there, apple, like "an." Apple. I went straight back to kindergarten for that one day. Apple, A for apple, B for bat. That's how it starts, right? And an elephant and all that sort of thing. But you wouldn't say "an house" really, or "an horse." But in the old English or this Shakespeare tongue, they would begin a lot of words. H, you see it begin. What precedes it is the "and." It's right here, and I'm not saying it is right here. I'm sure those that are watching, somebody don't pick it up and say, "Well, please look it right there." Just missed it because I read it and I took note of it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, but it's all right. But it's there. You see it, you see it. So, but let's continue with the discussion here now. So not only that now, after he came back now, and he, got the rewards, and he said, "Yes, good servant, you did well," and everything. Here we say here, "Enter thou." This is verse 21 here. "Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. That's a very mystic thing to say. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So it's not as if, they just had a little business going on. He make a little seed, he flip it and, he double it and say, yeah, man, you hold your cut. No, this is more than cut. He's now asked to enter into the joy of his Lord. So you could see now this is a different realms that he's going into, a different heights, just because of his faithfulness, of his dedication. When his master was absent, and the gifts that his master left him with, he opened the box, he observed them, he took them out of the wrapping paper, he took them out of the factory box, he rinsed them off. You have to rinse them off before you use them, and then just take them out of the supermarket. Yeah, anyway, he rinsed them off and everything, and then he started to utilize the gifts that Tanti Merle brought for him, the gifts that Uncle Wilbur brought for him, and he started to wash with them or whatever the gifts was. The same way that the gifts that are given to us by the Most High specifically, we need to go search them out. As we speak in here, you need to even look into yourself, what it is you can do. Some of you're top chefs. You can cook. You know what I mean? You see, let me show you something about gifts. Let me show you something about gifts. Okay, the two individuals I mentioned earlier, like what they do, they were obviously born to do that. Even if, oh, look at here, thou art an hard man. Yes, yeah. But they were born to do what they do. Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson, I'm speaking about, and many other people, many other people. They were born to do that, and many other things too. They're just doing that, but there are many other things. And it's not that they don't have to practice, because they usually the ones that put in the most work too. They're usually the ones that put in the most work, and those two fields that I was just speaking of, you got to put in a lot of work to really bring out the best of you. So they would have to do that just like anyone else. But the reality is that even if they didn't put in that much, because there's some natural talent in them, they already have it. So even if you haven't gone to cooking school, if your hand is sweet, trust me, they say some people have a green thumb. If your thumb is green, trust me. And of course, when you get the lessons from the elders and from the experts, you even surpass them. No disrespect to them, but it's because you personally, you have the green thumb naturally. They have to study all on the lamp oil till midnight to reach to your standard, even before you start to study, because it's your gift. No, they may have another gift that you don't have. That's what it's all about. That's also gifts come together to do a specific work. So it's the same thing here with the scripture that we just highlighted. So they were all given their talents, their ability. It's money in the story, but it's a parable. And they went out into the earth until their master returned, and they utilized their gifts. But hear what they did with their gifts. They went amongst the people, and they traded, and they bought, and they sold. That's in the context of money. But in the context of just your gift and your talents, that does, people, anyone that their gift is because they're selling it, they're expressing it, they're promoting it, they're sharing it with the world. Hey, I can sing, so we're going to write song and do an album because you're sharing your gift. The same cooking person, I'm going to start a cooking show, and I'm going to start a channel for my cooking show, and I'm going to show the world how to cook, and because that's my talent. Nobody can cook better than me. Them kind of way. Yeah, man, push it. Nobody can cook better than you. Yeah. I mean, I myself, I can do a good, nice party. You agree? Yeah. But I wouldn't jump up and say nobody can cook better than me. No. Stay in your lane. You see, it is your gift that makes you understand what lane you belong in. Some people like the dog without the bone, or the dog with the bone, which should be called the dog without the bone. The dog had the bone in his mouth. And when the dog looked in the other lane, he was on the bridge and he looked in the reflection of the water. He seen himself with the bone. And he said, wait, that's the next bone there. Rough, 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 the bone drop out his mouth. And the reflection get the bone. So stay in your lane, you know, no matter what you see, you know, stay, you don't have your bone, just do what you got to do with your bone. So at the same time, each individual, they used their talents and they affected other people. People benefited from their talents. They came amongst the people. They came to the marketplace. They wrote books. They did documentaries. They did videos. They came and they entertained them. They did theatrical presentation. They opened a theater for themselves. Several theaters they opened because they were given 5 talents and they wanted to make 10. They ain't just an actor now. They're not just an actor. They may have started so, but then now they have a whole fraternity of actors and young people they're training, and they start an acting college. Yeah, the thing's stepping up. And then they have several theaters in the community and then regionally and then across the world. They have utilized their talent and have doubled up. Hear this now. This one here take his one talent. He get a talent, and he run and dig it. He tell the man, he will tell the man when he come back. You are, every time I read this, I say, oh, how he know this? Well, I mean, he's around the man, but okay, not how he knows this, but it sounds as if he selling out the man then. I don't know if I'm reading it wrong from the Shakespearean tongue, but it sounds like he's selling out the man. He telling the man, listen, you are a hard man, reaping where you have not sown. I actually read it outside. Well, the King James says, reaping where thou hast not sown. Reaping where you have not sown. That sounds like you telling a man, man, you don't know how you go with you. Gathered where you have not strawn. You just go and take up people thing. So I afraid you. I just said, let me hide this and give you back. That's how it sounds to me. Anyway, so I was afraid, and I went and hid it. I hid thy talent. I hid and went. I was afraid. Let me start. Verse 25. Pardon. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou has that is thine. You see that thing? There thou that is thine. I tell you. Anyway, it's long time I don't take a job. This is Chalice talking. You see, if I stop now, somebody say, well, there's a thing in radio, dead ear kills. No, it's reality, it's reality. Let's just be truthful. It's all about keeping people attention. It's not everybody can listen to an hour. Trust me, it's just ain't gonna happen. And that's why some people cry when they get 10 minutes. I have some people any 10-minute video, I don't know what it is. They email me and say, what is that, man? You can't give us no 10, where's the rest? What is this here? So everyone is really different. The Chalice talk is for the marathon people, brother. Trust me. Although we won't really be long. So when you keep quiet for too long, if you're like, some people will go and say, let me see if something else played here. Yeah, so you gotta keep attention. So it's all right. Let us continue. He's saying that, listen, here's your talent, man. I don't want to be nothing with you. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. You know that I reap. Thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not. You know that. Okay. So since you know that now, I don't know tell you so, but you know that. And gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtst therefore to have put thy money to the exchangers, to the people, you know, show them your gift. Hey, 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 look at my painting. Hey, you thought it was an iPad. And then at my coming, I should have received my own with usury. Take, therefore, the talent from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. He can deal with that. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into utter darkness. There shall be weeping and a wailing and a gnashing of teeth. Admiralty Betty come to here already. Yeah, man, a while back there. And before the Iban and Cape Town. Touch up the man Zephaniah who go at the same time still. So what I'm saying here, this brother here was referred to as a wicked and slothful servant. Do you believe in the Bible? Wow. Hey, listen, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I have to take a drive here. Man, wow. I mean, the heavens, the heights, the understanding, the vibration thereof. Yeah. Holy Manuel. Yeah, we have to see energy, the vibration. Don't go nowhere. Nobody move. We ain't done. Have the light the fire. Yeah. Nobody move. Same thing I say. Nobody move. We're not getting up and moving and going somewhere. Let the speaker have a chance. Partake. Have to be stronger than that. Look off this. Don't want to talk to you. They have to be stronger than that. Make that. I just explained to you. Now we're going to take a drop so that we can get deeper into the vibes. Hold your seat. Not going to take forever. I don't want him to miss a second. It's all about loving a family. I know who I'm speaking to, know who I'm speaking to, because they come to sit and learn. And it's a whole learning experience. You ain't come here to play. Soon done. We'll never be finished. King Emmanuel alive. Good job. Yeah. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the Shock of the Hour. That's what's going on. Give that. Of course, you know the Shock of the Hour is a radio program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Give thanks continually for life given to keep up life. international radio programming. So even when you see they feel they're gonna take down our videos and give us a week off and 2 weeks off and a 1 month off, the shock of the hour is always there. The shock of the hour is always present. I give thanks to all the subscribers to the shock of the hour. But I was really going to say, make sure you get your chalice. Make sure you definitely get your chalice, of course, as we are definitely dealing with the chalice revolution even at this moment. Each and everyone knows the contact. Just email me, man, precise@27@gmail.com as we definitely go forward. Blessed Redeemer. All right, now in conclusion, he said, thou wicked. This is serious. So if we take into consideration all that we've been talking about so far, give thanks to the Sabbath day, blessed Lord, as it is now upon us at the time of this recording. So if if this scripture represents God and the disciples or the followers, the faithful, us, I and I, we're given our talents. Because when the master gives you your talent, again, this is how you know how to stay in your lane. Because you understand why you are here. You understand or comprehend your mission. You know the reason for life. Because you comprehend your talent. Again, you've ripped the gift paper off. That's done in the rubbish long time. And it's not in the manufacturing box neither. It's out of the box, and we are not waiting for no special guests to use this gift. Even by ourselves, we use the gift. So when we present it to the world, ones understand, hey, he look like he get 5 talents from the big man. So the importance here now is to utilize the gifts that you know you have, to use it, to use it. Don't be telling me you can do this and do that and you don't have nothing to show me to say that I have been doing this and doing that. And you may say, oh, priest, you don't have to sound like that. The big man referred to his servant as a wicked. I ain't going to do you nothing. What's wrong? I'm not going to knock you away from you. I'm trying to help you see the vibes. I don't want when the master come before you. Trust me, it's better I talk to you so I don't do nothing. I can feel some people like, hey, you have to be like that. Be like what? Let's not be pathetic, man. Take the word. We're helping you now. Because it's important to utilize the gifts. That's the point. It is important to utilize your gift, not just your degree and your trade. Carpentry. Now you see, this is the point too. Carpentry, basketball, dancing. Obviously, they're high skills, but that's not your gift. That's an aspect of what you can do. Trust me. Anybody that's a skilled carpenter got to be some level of Imhotep and measurement, builder. Yeah, them is the levels, man. Building a city, building an empire. So if you're not utilizing your gift, my family, you will be referred to as, if you know you have a gift, even if it's one, and sitting on it, it's not just about making money, man. It's about adding that's why he gave you the gift so you could add it to the world. That's why she gave you the gift so you could express it amongst your brethren and sisterins. It's your gift. That's how the Most High is expressed, through you. So he gives you the gifts so you can express to the world him and her. And you just doing nothing with your gift. So nobody tastes your cuisine. Nobody can and light one of your honeycomb candles. Nobody. Because you're sitting on your gift. You know what he would say to you? I'm not going to say it because you're going to say it too hard. He would say, "Thou wicked." Yeah. Hey, listen, and if you know me, all of this is like a mirror discussion. I talking to myself too. Do you think I've untapped everything that's within me? Obviously not. So there are obviously gifts that I have done. I got plenty of gifts. I get more than 5 talents. 5 talents. I positive. I get way more than 5 talents. Yeah. So it's supposed to be multiplying. So nobody needs to feel no. It's Chalice talk. We're talking to ourselves, dining with the gods. So utilize knowing your gifts would help you now to stay in your lane. And you see, there's nothing wrong with studying, like for example, one may be just naturally gifted with understanding, and I'm going to use it, the stars and the movements of the heavens and the astronomical clock, just naturally. It doesn't mean he has the most knowledge in the field of astronomy. But the more he grows in the field of astronomy is obviously the more you would see the expansion of the natural gift that he was given to decode, to unravel, and to break down the meanings of the heavens. Because he tried it for a long time. Doing that is not the first time he did it. I just pulled out an example. I ain't talking about nobody specific. Yeah, so it's about knowing your gifts and staying in your lane. Now if he's not around, that may not be a gift, but because you've studied the field and maybe you've even learned from him and you're a good student, you can, of course, because he's somewhere else or something going on, whatever. But when he show up, they say, "Oh, okay, look him here. Go ahead, sir. Sorry." You listen to him, man. He gonna make you understand what's going on. You check it. And more than likely, the starman, he may not be the best plumber in the world. In fact, if the pipe leak, he not even troubling that. Ring, 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 Charlie. I have a leaking faucet here. So you got to know how to stay in the lane. A lot of us, we don't stay in our lane, I'm telling you. Trust me. And I mean, even in our professional relationships and governmental vibration and what we have to do. I like to jump in front of one. Oh, yeah, I can do it too. The time you waste trying to do what you weren't meant to do. What you were meant to do is getting away. So yeah, definitely give thanks. And I don't think that was too long. I give thanks for your presence with us. Give thanks to the life giver and keeper of life. Give thanks for the Sabbath day. And of course, give thanks for all the love, all the mighty family ones. Let me encourage you to also partake of our international homeschool cosmic classes. Definitely available for the whole family. Something that will be, I'm promising you, very beneficial to the heart of your young ones and their appreciation for the cosmos and their appreciation for Africa. So definitely, just contact us and get more information. Again, we will just send you this brochure as it relates to the International Homeschool classes. And there's even a link on it where you could even, get some more face-to-face as such. Face the screen, I should say, face the screen uh, online vibration of what we do in the International Homeschool class. So give thanks, family, and a blessed and wonderful Sabbath. And of course, give thanks that we are here, that the YouTube has found it, in their heart. Yeah, let me tell you, man, let me say this too. What happened, eh? I don't even want to say and call the wrong words and so. This is some serious stuff, eh? I a black man invent the internet. This is all serious stuff. But what I'm saying is that the point I was making earlier, and this is really the last word, not the last word, we see it enough here, is that there's so many things on the internet, so many things, so many things. Not the internet, I should say, but on this platform. Everything on the internet. But there's so many things on this platform. Even some of the everything do. And, but because, you see, there's a thing called an agenda. There's an agenda for many things. And there's an agenda right now as it relates to this inoculation business. And if you even say the slightest thing that seems to be out of the park, because I mean, the video came down record time. This is serious, eh? And if you notice, Chalice talk, that if anyone has to go to bed, let's say that. If you notice, remember I put up one half of the fairy tale folly days and nursery crimes lecture that we did. And I came and I said, I said in another video that while I was putting the second half together, it's a whole lecture I did it. For those who may not know, it's Fairy Tale Folly Days and Nursery Crimes, the online lecture. Did it on our online platform, the webinar platform, pardon me. So I decided, that was done several months. I decided, let me bring it to the YouTube family. So I was doing it in pieces, just so that you take it in properly, because it's 2 hours long. So I said, let me do it in an hour piece. And so I did the first hour. And the second hour I was, editing it there to bring it to you. And while I was watching it, I said, no, man, I can't put this up on YouTube. I couldn't put that up. Man, they would have given me 3 months off for that one day. Because that one day go terrible into the thing. The anti-men agenda. Or anti-man. You say anti-man.
Yeah, anti-man. Somebody who's not a man.
Yeah.
A man to woman.
Yeah, I purposely anti-man. I didn't want to use other words. All of that. You just use the word away to pull you down. So now we have to be checking our words. Gotta be careful what I say, Can you imagine that? Yeah. No, but it's just reality. I have a message. I'm using this platform. I like the platform for what it is, and give thanks to the providers of the platform. And that's their rules. I have a message I'm bringing out. I know some of you, that's what the point I was making here. The point that I was making here. Because when I said that I'm not bringing out the second half, they were ones that say, man, you don't be afraid of them. Who am I afraid of? Afraid of who? They locked down my channel for a week. Whether I'm afraid of them or not, what I could do about it. You understand? And the other thing I was talking about, SpongeBob, and the cow with the bull that have the same Otis and back of the barnyard and these things. And I've been locked off for 3 months already for that same talking. That same thing, 3 months for them same things there. So it's all right, man. I ain't gotta be a good man. Everybody know what's going on. We have high information to get to, and I know they want saying, hey, that's why we need our own platform. We do have our own platform. Those old platforms done there, and a couple of people set up some platforms. That video for Idi Amin data that they keep taking down. One of these days, I'm gonna talk about that. That's not what's the name of the platform.
What I mean, East African too.
East African Tube. There's a platform named East African Tube, where you could find a video of Idi Amin documentary.
It's called Idi Amin Dada and Auto Portrait.
Idi Amin Dada and Auto Portrait, East African Tube. But they have other. There's another tube as such that a brother did set up. I can't remember that. I can't remember the name of it. So they are there. They are there. I guess they just need more promotion. But you don't know this is really where the people are. It's good that you could affiliate because things will change in time, but this is really where the people are. And it's all right, man. It's chess we're dealing with, not checkers. It's all right. Just follow the rules and do what you gotta do. Not for you wear your mask when you go here and there and then. You follow the rules. Just follow the rules. Yeah, some people have a lot of talking, but they have to put the mask on the face now. Hey man, I love you, man. You better believe it. Holy Manuel eyes.
Selassie,
Selassie,
Jah,
Rastafari,
Rastafari.
blessed love.